Rosecrans Vic podcast. I'm Rosecrans Vic, and I'm joined by Krimelife Ka.
Yeah. Big crime. What's up, though?
What's good, bro? How you feeling?
Ain't shit, bro. I'm feeling good out here. Good California breeze. Know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying the vibes.
That's fire. So to take it back a little bit, I think I first got put onto your music in like, was it 2017, 2018? Joey,
It probably might have been like late
late
2017.
2017, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Joey hits me up. Shout out Joey over at Alamo. He hits me up and he's like, "Yo, I got a new artist. You know, fuck with him." I'm like, "Okay, let me listen."
Yeah.
Instantly, I'm like, "This shit's hard." You know,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah. Good looking, good looking.
it was dope. And I'm like, "Okay, where's he from?" Told me. I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then I just start to see like the progression. It's like
Yeah.
you guys started going crazy with the videos. You and ABG Neil. Um, you guys started. You guys did the dance in the grocery store that went like
Yeah.
viral
Facts,
and
yeah.
shit. And everything just started picking up. I'm just like, damn, this is dope. Watching like the whole the rise. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Tell me about like going from you know not putting out music or anything to kind of like blowing up on SoundCloud and YouTube and shit like over a short amount of time. What was that like? That period in time?
Um, well, to be honest with you, it wasn't a short period of time. Um, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing music, like I've been pursuing music seriously, since I was probably like I probably want to say like 15, 16, 17 type shit. So, you know, when it all eventually started coming together and shit started, you know, like popping and gaining a buzz and shit like that, it's like it seemed like it was overnight because what happened with the video was kind of like so abrupt, and what happened with the song and everything that followed it, and then the dance and just everything all together. You feel me?
Yeah.
But in all actuality, though, this shit took a minute. This shit been a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? A lot of hard work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of grinding, and we ain't even know that was even like some shit that was gonna do what it did. You feel me? So it just goes to show you, like, it's just a matter of like just going in there and just doing as much music as you can, making as many tracks as possible, and then eventually one of them shits gotta, you know what I mean? One of them shits gotta pop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's basically like how I went with that, because once shit started getting lit, it was kind of like something that I somewhat already kind of prepared myself for. Now, you can't like fully prepare yourself because you don't really know what it's like, but it's something that I was already aspiring towards. So when it finally came to reality, it was more of like of a dream come true rather than like like this kind of like lucky random, like it was kind of like, finally, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, it was a lot to take in, but it was definitely well deserved, well awaited for, a lot of the work and time that we put into the shit that we was doing.
Yep. That's dope. So when that moment finally hit, right? You dropped the video, I believe on No Jumper, right?
Yeah, that's a
Uh,
fact. Shout out No Jumper.
so
Adam.
you dropped the video on No Jumper, and it just starts to like pick up. It starts
Yeah.
to like go viral.
Yeah.
What were those? What was that feeling like, and what were like the following days or weeks like for you?
Um so yeah, so like I said, like niggas ain't even really think that shit was gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody, like, when we was making that shit, we wasn't even really gonna shoot a video for that song. We was gonna shoot a video for a whole other song. You know what I'm saying? Long story short,
Yeah.
it ends up being that one. And when the shit started getting lit, it was like everything was happening fast, but it was happening like in increments. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it was like, I remember the first time that the song hit a million views. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that alone was a milestone. That alone was an achievement in itself, where we already thought like we won just off of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, to look at it now, and the shit is at 12 million views. You know what I'm saying? It was like it was levels to the shit. It was like first it hit a mill, then it hit a two, then it hit, and then it was just like once we saw it, and then it was like this person is playing the song and this person reposted it and this video is going viral with the song and these and this and that and everything, and it was like the whole internet basically at one
Yeah.
point was all kind of like hyper focused on this song, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for us it was like we were just having a good time enjoying like the fact that people were reciprocating like what we thought we were doing in our music, you feel me, which was making lit music, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that feeling of like reciprocation of like everybody is giving us our flowers, you know what I'm saying, to an
Yeah.
extent, and niggas are starting to recognize, because there's so many other songs that we did that or me personally that I did that I thought was the one, or I put mad effort into it, you feel me, and the shit, it might not do bad, but it just didn't do what I expected, and I put so much effort into it thinking that that effort was what was going to make it that outcome, you feel me?
Yeah.
And then it just so happened that this record that we kind of didn't really put a lot of a major amount of effort into, everybody's going so crazy for it, and you really never know which one is going to be the one. You just got to keep going, you feel me?
Yeah. No, and what was dope, I just felt like you guys started a whole wave, like down to like the wearing Gap in
Yeah,
the hoodie. The Gap hoodie at the
yeah,
time, nobody had worn Gap like since the '90s. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
publicly type shit.
yeah,
And you guys really, I started to see hella people start wearing Gap. It got popularized again. Kanye even did a fucking deal with Gap. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. After
after,
after the fact, you feel
yeah,
me? which
Dapper
is
Dan.
crazy
You know what I'm saying?
which is
Like
crazy because this is what I was saying. Like people was giving us our props, right?
yeah,
But in the same token, like, and still to this day, I personally feel like I'm the most underrated person in my category, whatever category that may or may not be, just as an artist, you
yeah,
feel me? Like in my genre or whatever. I don't even have a genre. Just basically saying like, you know, if this is my level, and let's just say that there's a group of people that could be considered around that same realm, like on that type of level, you feel me? Like,
yeah,
and people don't really give niggas they props because a lot of shit even now that's going on in the scene and in the industry, a lot of people don't realize the fact that a lot of that is based off of the blueprint of the shit that we were doing when we were coming up. You feel me?
yeah,
Like the Gap shit. Everybody started going crazy for the Gap shit after that. Now everybody's wearing it, and then Yeezy did the deal and everything else, and it's like people still haven't recognized the fact of like there was a wave, there was a period of time where it's like people were literally going to Gap and literally purchasing as much items as they can just to post it on the gram and tag us, or just to play the song in the background or do the
yeah,
dance in the Gap.
yeah,
So if you think about it in a sense from a business aspect, it's like we literally, based off of just who we were and what we were doing with no reward, we were literally giving them an increased amount of revenue, you know what I'm saying, from people in you know what I'm saying, that the consumers that buy their shit.
yep.
And it's not like they ever they never
Showed any
yeah,
love.
it's not
Yeah,
like it's not like I'm in contact with Gap, you know what I'm saying, and
yeah.
it's like I got so much shit from them, you would think that it would make sense to them. And
That they
then
could at least throw some money on your books,
then
like.
they go then they go then they go and do something with this nigga, and then he dubs them. So it's just
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying, like what's really
yeah,
going on? And that's the culture, you feel me? Like
yeah,
people like somebody will be doing something that's lit,
yeah,
and then somebody that's already in a better position will see that, and before it even gets to a point where it becomes established as is that person's thing, then they adopt that, and now it's their thing because they're more recognized in the community. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
So now it's like, oh yeah, Yeezy, Gap, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, Kanye, blah blah blah. But it's like when you really think about it, it's like that wasn't even really a major thing, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Compared to like the fact that we had like kids literally like spending their allowance on Gap outfits just so that they could like post a Instagram story doing the dance so that we would repost it on our Instagrams. You feel
yeah,
me? It's a big difference, but it's just a lot of shit we was doing, and the music too, like with the fucking like how these kids is like all coming together and they're just like doing these running gun shits. People was doing running guns and
Yeah.
shit, but it's just like the outside the
The
store.
outside the
You
store,
feel me?
the crowd, the people
Yeah,
singing the
the
lyrics,
the
like
jumping around,
yes,
the dancing with, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Niggas was dancing, but it was just like the energy we brought was not something that a lot of people were doing in that type of
at
way.
all, at
I
all.
come home from prison and all of a sudden I just see a whole bunch of kids 15, 16 years old that looks like probably a bunch of niggas that was probably listening to my shit back when I
Oh
was doing
yeah,
it, and now they're
yeah,
just doing their own
their
thing,
own
but they're
rendition of it.
emulating shit that I was doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But people don't give us our props.
yeah, that's literally where I was gonna go next because I've seen that. You know, obviously I'm not from New York. I'm not in New York 24/7. But from the
Yeah.
outside looking in, is like I see all these young kids um, doing those exact things that you just spoke of,
Yeah.
being outside the bodega, jumping up and down,
Right.
you know, turning up, um, all that shit. The aggressive tone, like
Right. Right.
you know, you guys predate drill. Am I
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Like you guys predate drill, so drill didn't exist besides like I guess the UK shit, but nobody was.
No, I mean, you had a couple of dudes
Yeah,
like
and I mean New York drill for
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
New
not
York drill.
Chicago
Like
drill.
you
Yeah,
had like Chef G, and like you had like two Gs and
yeah,
like a couple, but like but this predated like the era now where it's like New York is basically drill for the
yeah.
most part unless you're like an A-list artist. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
got Cardi, Boogie, you know, this
Hmm.
and that. But anybody that's not on the like on that level of
Yeah.
like award shows and shit like that, they're all basically just making drill music because
Yeah.
that's basically what our culture became. That's what we're known for now. That's our
Yep.
sound. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
that's not what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But a lot of what I did is what people use in that scene now, you know, to make their shit pop. So it's kind of funny how like I'm not a drill artist, but people blueprinted the shit that I was doing to like basically start a culture of like drill music and
Yeah.
artistry and the visuals and everything that I didn't even know it was gonna go like that. You feel me?
Yeah. It's really interesting. Like you don't know what people are gonna pick up on when you do it. People are just gonna pick and choose and take shit, you know,
Yeah.
from you. So, okay. So, really quick, why the Gap hoodies?
Well, essentially, I had did like some little juvenile time, and I came home, and I was sleeping on my man's couch. I was actually sleeping on my manager's couch. You feel me?
Yeah.
And long story short, it was wintertime. It was cold. I wanted something cozy. I needed some new clothes. Money was tight at the time. You feel me? So I was in the mall, and you know I was looking around and shit. I ended up just passing by the Gap store, whatever. Old Navy, they're both the same shit. I walk in
Yeah.
one of these shits, just looking around or whatever, and I seen something I liked. I'm like, oh, that hoodie's calm. Go in there, I try the shit. I'm like, oh, this shit cozy. It fits nice. Grabbed a couple things. It was working for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
It got to the point where I was like, all right, bet. Like, I'm gonna just start doing this Gap shit because I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I look good in it. You know what I'm saying? It's cozy. So and then it was helping me because of the budget at the time because it
Yeah.
was like a nigga just came home. I'm a young nigga and I was fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sleeping on my man's couch at the time.
Yeah.
So, or
So you have it on, but then Neil joins you in like solidarity, like to put it on too. Did he? Because he had the Gap hoodie and shit on
yeah.
too, right?
Funny thing is he kind of used to do a little bit of Gap shit before but like before we even knew each other.
Mm.
He was kind of on a Gap wave too a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it was as heavy as I was because I was literally buying everything Gap, but like he had Gap hoodies and shit like that, and in
Okay.
a couple of his music videos early on, like before, like I think even before me and him collaborated,
Yeah.
I think he had like Gap hoodie on, if not in one video, maybe one or more videos, prior to like our collaboration and shit
Yeah.
like that. So we both kind of like already was kind of like fucking with it,
Yeah.
and then just like together
Yeah.
how it all came together, it was just like this is our thing now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
No, that's fine. Yeah, I always wanted to know. I'm like, where did that like start?
yeah, that's how that shit went.
Okay, so you guys, you know, basically set the internet on fire, New York, everything. Things start going really good. You sign with Alamo
Yeah, hell yeah.
after or before the song blows up?
Um, after the song blows
After
up,
the song blows up. Okay, cool.
correct.
So that
But I
happens.
was actually let me just be clear about that.
Yeah.
I was already signed to Alamo prior to this, but I was not signed on a level of like an artist deal. It was
Uh,
just on like promotion and distribution type shit.
okay, okay.
So it's basically like they was basically giving me some back end, some support on shit and trying to
Yeah,
give me certain resources to basically give me a path to try to see if I had, give me room to kind of like build
yeah.
and grow
It's almost like a minor league deal, kind of
type
like,
shit.
yeah,
You
that
know what
makes
I'm
sense.
saying? It's almost kind of like, yo,
Scouting, they're
like
like,
I'm not
okay,
gonna give you this money,
yeah,
but I got my man's over here. He knows this, and that, and the third. I'll
mm-hmm.
tell him I sent you. Feel me? If you do something, you know what I mean. And then one thing leads to another. I make the song because they had faith in me, knowing that I was gonna, do something that was worth something.
Yeah,
So when I finally made the song, they jumped on it, and they signed me after that.
fire. Okay, so that happens. Um, things are going well, and then you go to jail, obviously, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What happens between that? I don't know if you could talk about the case. You don't have to, but like,
I already did my time, so I
okay,
could
yeah,
shit. I could tell you exactly what
yeah. So
happened.
what happens there, and
Word, I can give you every detail if you
yeah,
want.
let's go.
Well, what do you want to know
Yeah,
specifically?
like what? So what happened? Was it like an old case that came up, or was it like something happened?
Oh no, I'm. My name is Krimelife Ka
Yeah, yeah,
because I live a life of crime, and my name is Cass. It's basically just that simple. So
yeah,
it wasn't an old case. It wasn't a new case. It wasn't like. It was just like there wasn't a time where I wasn't fighting a case from the time I caught my first charge. This time I caught my first charge when I was 14 years old. By the time I went to prison, I was 20 years old. So you just do the math. You feel me? Like every single year from the time I was 14 years old, I was I was arrested for some type of crime, one way or another. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Anything from a misdemeanor to a felony, whatever the case is. But I was underage. Now, as I was coming up in age, I was getting arrested for a multitude of different things. You feel me? Like it would be like get like just mad dumb shit like disorderly conduct and fucking resisting arrest because it's like the police would be trying to stop me and talk to me and I just start throwing a frank at them and telling them to leave me alone and them niggas would try to stop me and grab me and then
yeah,
I thought I was like super strong and I tried to wrestle like mad police at one time. So I had a bunch of that shit on my record and
yeah,
then maybe sometimes they would arrest me. I was a young nigga. I might have like a little bit of weed on me. You know what I'm
mm-hmm.
saying? I might have like a papers. So this is drug paraphernalia, UPMs, unlawful possession of marijuana. This is when I'm young. This is the
Yeah,
progression. So first is this, and then it's stolen property because I'm doing little licks and shit, whatever, and I get caught with my mans and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Then long story short, I caught my first real serious charge when I was 17. And what happened was when I was 17, well, basically, long story short, I give you a little background story, but I'm gonna make it short because this is a long story, but I can make it short just so you can understand. So I took a trip out of town, out of state, to go obtain some things, right?
yeah,
So I go out there, I meet up with my mans, I grab what I come out there to grab, whatever the case is, over state lines and shit, and I come back. Now, on my way back, now mind you, I was a young nigga at this time. I took out a fucking rental car in some bitch name, in her mom's name or some shit. We drove this shit out there. I drove all the way out there. It was like a fucking 14-hour drive, 16-hour drive, some crazy shit. Long story short, I didn't even have enough gas money to make it back. You feel me?
oh shit,
So long story short, I'm trapping on the way back, trying to get money to make it back. I get enough gas to make it back. So I get back to the town. Now when I get back to the town, what had happened was is this same shorty that was traveling with me and shit. She was also like she used to trap with me and shit. You feel me? So she's like, yeah, woo woo woo. I got this nigga that said he want to cop everything right now. I probably had like 2 pints on me. I probably had like two different prescription drugs on me, like pill bottles, and I had some weed and shit. I had all types of shit. You feel me? And I guess it was close to the weekend. She was basically explaining this nigga had like some party or some crazy shit he was trying
yeah,
to throw. He's some sucker ass nigga that be trying to like you know what I'm saying? Cop drugs off of her because
yeah,
he be fake on her body, so she be taxing him, all types of shit. So I'm
yeah,
like, oh, this is sweet. Because I just came back with $0, a
yeah,
gun in my pocket, You feel me? Like, and mad work. Like, nigga, I'm trying to, you feel me? So, long
Yeah.
story short, we go to bust this serve and all that. We meet in front of the building. Well, actually, long story short, let me tell you what really happened is that this bitch was like, nah, we're gonna leave you here. So I'm like, wait, why you leaving me here? She's like, nigga, because you acting mad weird with that gun and shit. You feel me? You making niggas uncomfortable. So if we go and, you know what I'm saying, trying to bust this serve, this nigga might, you know what I'm saying, get scary.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna leave you around this corner, you feel me? And I'm gonna have you on FaceTime. While I'm on FaceTime, I'm gonna go bust this serve. If anything go left, you feel me? You just know you know what to do. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm on FaceTime with the bitch. She go around the corner in front of the building and shit. So she go to bust the serve and all that. I hear her talking to the nigga. Everything was good. Now, see, this is the funny thing, right, about iPhones, is that like you know the difference between like if somebody hangs up on you or if somebody phone dies or
Mhm.
like if somebody like loses connection and the call fails. You
Oh
feel me?
yeah.
Like when somebody's call fails, like that's a thing. Like their call
Yeah.
failed. You know what I'm saying? Like you know that that's actually what happened because it pops up on your screen.
Yeah.
So the call fails, right? Like right when they're just about to like get this transaction going. You feel me?
Yeah.
So long story short, this nigga goes does some weird shit, whatever, does some backdoor shit, goes in the building, goes out the back of the building. This stupid bitch got me booked for all my work, you heard? So I just did this like 2 day trip all the way there, all the way back. Got booked for all my work through this bitch, and all
Damn.
all I had was a hammer, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I just basically I just started getting on demon time.
Mm.
So then that leads up to this part where I was basically at this party one day. And when I was at this party, I was, you know, drinking, chilling, whatever. Around this time, I was just going on, like, around, just hitting a bunch of licks, you feel me? Trying to
Mhm.
get my money up, just robbing niggas and shit.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so this was after a night of, like, a bunch of, like, unsuccessful robberies, basically. Because, like, the thing about, like, robbing people is, like, you just might not know, like, what they have on them. So like, you could go through the whole process of robbing somebody and they might not have no money on them. So it's like you just risked your whole life and just had mad anxiety and fucking adrenaline and all this crazy shit, and then you walk away with like $15. You feel me? It was fucked up. So, anyways, I'm at this party. I'm trying to get lit, loosen up and shit. We leave the party. I'm drunk. I'm walking out. My niggas that I came with is behind me. But then somebody, like another crowd of people come from behind them. It's like a bitch. It's like some tall nigga, like some people behind them. She's screaming and hollering and shit. Yo, da 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 da. So she's basically saying like something to the effect of like, yo, y'all niggas stole my shit or y'all took my shit. I'm not knowing what the fuck this bitch is talking about. You feel me? Because I
Yeah.
ain't take nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So long story short, one of these niggas took something from one of these bitches' bags or purses or whatever the case is, and the bitch came at me. You feel me? And I was already drunk. I was already in like a certain type of energy. You feel me? Because it was like I was fucked up at the time. So the bitch started like basically like putting her finger in my face, and then she had this tall nigga next to her, and I'm drunk, and it's like I'm just like, and then everything's just, and then it's just like, so basically like I just backs out and I just pistol whipped the bitch. You feel me? Like, and then like she started like screaming, and everybody started like skedaddling and shit. You feel me? Which was the whole purpose of why I did that. So
Yeah.
in a way, it was successful. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way I should have went about it. When I look about it in
Yeah.
retrospect, I feel bad for her because like I have a sister and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But like, you know what I mean? Like it just that's just how it went. So long story short, I leaves. This happened in Brooklyn. Now as I leave Brooklyn, I leave with the same niggas I came with, but I'm tight at these niggas because they basically just put me in a position where I had to pistol whip a bitch for no reason. Because
Yeah.
I didn't do this shit because I wanted to. I did it because in a situation that I didn't know
Yeah.
how to handle the situation. I reacted out
And
of
one of them
emotion.
had took the shit.
Yeah, and one of
And
them
then
took the
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just took an L because of you. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, bet whatever you found or whatever you took, you gonna take that, and we gonna go get some money with that shit.
Yeah.
So then we went to the next borough. We went to on the train and we went to Manhattan, and these niggas started like swiping the cards and doing whatever with that shit and everything else.
Mhm.
And long story short, one of these niggas tried to like sneak thief, like shoplift some shit from one of these stores.
Mhm.
You feel me? And I didn't know that because I'm outside the store waiting. I still got the gun on me, so I'm not like really going into these stores with these niggas.
Yeah.
So fucking nigga come out the store. We walking outside the store and shit. Long story short, like out of nowhere, like some cop just tackles me from behind and shit. I start tussling with the nigga, all types of other shit. We gets booked. Now we sitting there, we gets booked. Now I know we now I figure out they're like, oh yeah, the stolen property, da 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 da. We
Oh.
getting booked because one of these niggas try to steal some clothes from one of these stores. You feel me? So
Oh.
I'm thinking I'm fake good. I'm just chilling. So they search us. They don't find nothing on me. Then another police come. The police bitch come and she searched me and she finds the gun on me. You feel me?
Dang.
So then they booked me. This was in Manhattan. This was a couple hours after, because this was in Brooklyn. This was probably like 4 or 5 in the morning. By the time I made it to Manhattan, it was like 6, 7 in the morning. The sun was coming
Oh
up.
shit. Yeah.
So this is all a couple hours in between.
Yeah.
So I get arrested for the gun. When I get arrested for the gun, they got to take your mugshot, fingerprints, everything else. So now I'm in the system for that. So I'm on Rikers Island. Now I bails out for the gun shit. As I'm going through the process, like basically this is what happens when you leave Rikers Island. They fucking have you go through a bunch of different like pins and processes to get to the final door where you go home. So you go to one place where you change your clothes, get out of your jail clothes, put on clothes, you wait there. Then they bring you to the next room and you wait in that room so that you could go to the gate. When you go to the gate, everybody lines up, they open the gate, they give you a ticket, you get on the bus and you leave. So now I'm getting ready to leave. Everybody's at the gate part, you feel me? We all
Yeah.
chilling. I'm thinking I'm about to go home. And they like tell me to go to the side. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I go to the side. Everybody else is on the other side. I'm like, fuck it. This is just the process, whatever. So then so then they open the gate and I see a detective car and I see the bus. But I don't know how this shit
Yeah.
works. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, cool. Like maybe they're gonna escort us.
Yeah.
So then I seen the niggas with some handcuffs. So I'm like, so they're like, yeah, we gotta cuff you up. I'm like, all right, bet. Like maybe, we're still like on jail property grounds.
Yeah.
Maybe they gotta cuff me for safety purposes to get on the bus to go home while they escort me in the detective car. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then there was like, yeah, so we're going to the 83rd precinct. You're wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. So
Oh,
basically, I
shit.
got rearrested when I bailed out for the first one
Shit.
for the shit that I did prior
Yeah,
to
prior
that.
to that.
So
Yeah.
then I went to that precinct in Brooklyn and they arraigned me on that. I went back to Rikers Island and I bailed out again. And then I was chilling for like maybe like 30 days and then I bought another gun. And then I had that and then I was going to the studio one day and then fucking the gun was in the car and this bitch ass nigga that was riding the car told on me. And fucking, he gets pulled over. He tells on me the state troopers grab us up and shit. So I gets booked for that. So then I bails out for that. So then when I come home, I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'ma chill. Feel me?
Yeah.
I got a case in Manhattan. I got a case in Brooklyn. Now I got a case in Queens. I'm like, let me just try to chill. You feel me? Now I'm on felony probation for the one in Brooklyn. I'm like, cause I was a youthful offender, so I copped out in that one. So I'm still fighting the other one. I'm like, all right, bet, let me chill. So I'm chilling. I'm doing the music shit. I'm chilling. And then one day I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. And then I got another gun. And then shortly after that, I was going to another video shoot. And I made it to that video shoot, but then when I got there, nobody was there. Like niggas told me to be at this video shoot at like 3:00, and I got there at like 3:05, and there was nobody there. So I'm hitting niggas up like, yo, where's niggas at? Y'all got me on this block in the Bronx. I'm not from the Bronx, my nigga.
Yeah.
First of all, I came out here dressed up mad fucking pretty and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I look mad weird out here, bro. I'm the only person standing on this block with mad different clothes on. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck is going on? Like, where y'all niggas at? So they had me waiting for mad long. I had the gun on me. Long story short, I see another detective car coming down the block. I just felt a bad feeling in my stomach. So I toss the gun. I start running. They hop out. They come and chase after me and shit. They grabs me. They arrest me like 2-3 blocks down. Mind you though, I really got away. When I got away, I was hiding underneath a fucking Sprinter car that was at the corner of the block because I don't know the Bronx. So when I
Yeah.
ran up the corner and I hit the left, I'm like, oh, where am I going? Like, and I was out of breath. So I just slid under this car. Now I see all they feet going. I'm like, oh, I'm lit. Then all of a sudden I see all they feet coming back and all they feet coming back. And I'm like, wait, hold on, what the fuck? And then they was like, get out of there. We know you're in there. And I'm like, I just stayed quiet for a second. I'm like, nah, maybe they just tripping. He was like, get the fuck out of there. We're going to grab. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
So I slide about that shit, real embarrassed, real like
Yeah.
just the pride was just all the way shitted on. Like I'm sliding underneath the car,
Yeah.
all dirty and like trying to get out. And they're
The
already
whole good outfit that you had too.
what? I had a fire ass outfit on, dead ass. Like then they're fucking like dragging me out as I'm trying to climb. I'm like, yo, I'm coming out. They're like,
Yeah.
so they're fucking dragging me in. I'm like halfway in the air, and then they fucking slam me on the floor and shit. So I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, what's going on? I'm a
Yeah.
criminal, so yo, what's going on? Like, what is this? Like, like if I wasn't just hiding underneath a
Yeah.
fucking car, like, what is this? Like, why are you arresting me? Like, this is unfair. Like, I know my rights. So they're like, yeah, da 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 da. We found your gun, da da da. I'm like, what?
Oh,
I'm like, what gun, nigga? Like, you
yeah.
just searched me. You just seen where I was at, nigga. I was underneath this car, nigga. I don't got no gun, nigga. Where the gun at?
I was just chilling until you guys
Yeah,
came back.
so fucking they arrested me for that shit. I already had the priors before that. They set my bail at like 250,000. I had my lawyer come. She fucking dropped it down to like 50 bands, paid that bail, and I got remanded the next day on one of my other cases.
Ooh.
And they took the bail for one of the other cases. They all revoked my bail. I went to Rikers Island in 2019, and I ain't come home until 2.5 months ago.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
That's
It's a
it's a
cool
lot.
story, right?
It's a cool story, but it's a lot. It's like it was and I'm glad you painted like the whole picture because that's what a lot of people don't do. Like
Yeah.
when they like tell the story, it's like, okay, but what led up to that?
Right.
How were you feeling?
Right.
What happened prior?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What are the things that transpired? How did other people do you wrong in the first place type shit? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
um yeah, man. I mean shit, like well you laid it all out pretty much.
Yeah, for the most
Um,
part.
so that happens and you did what 3 years 2
Did 3.5
three and a
years.
half years
Yeah.
while you're in there do you have like access to cell phones or like are you seeing what's going
Everything
on?
but cell phones.
Okay, but you're seeing like the internet and you're seeing what's happening with like New York and shit or
I
no?
mean, I'm seeing whatever like the homies are sending me
Okay,
on the JPay shit. Feel me?
yeah. um
Niggas in the feds be getting on phones and shit. I was
okay,
in the
okay.
state. I was
Okay,
in
okay,
state
okay.
prison.
Um, so with that, like, you know, you're obviously you're in there. Are you like itching to record music? Like, what are you
Nah,
writing music or
nah.
what's like your mindset while you're in there?
Gang bang as hard as I can and make it out of here without any scars on my body. Word.
That's real. That's like survival tactics, you know, and that's like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's prison. It's not summer camp. So
Yeah,
I didn't go there like trying to like like I didn't go there trying to like learn a new skill or like
yeah,
I didn't go there to like make fucking friends and shit like that.
yeah,
Like I went there to just pay my debt to society and to try to come out on the other end the same way I came in when I first walked through them doors. You feel me?
yeah,
That's it. I wasn't worried about that music shit or none of that other shit because
yeah,
that's all out of my control.
yeah,
Anything that's going on out here has nothing to do with anything that's going on in town and vice versa. You feel me? It's
yeah,
two totally different worlds. They don't even intertwine. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. No, that's real. That's completely understandable when it comes to that because, like you said, you can't do anything about out there. Um, so okay, so you come home 2.5 months ago. What's life been like ever since?
Stressful.
Why?
Um, stressful because like this was my first my first state bid. You know what I mean? Like my first stretch
Yeah.
in one shot. Like I've done a couple different couple months here, couple months there, shit like that as a youth.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my first stretch. And this is my first stretch, but also you got to take into consideration that this is at a time that's pivotal for shaping my mind as an adult. So I'm going to prison. I graduated high school when I was 17, turning 18, and I was already going to prison when I was 19, turning 20. And I turned 21, 22, and 23 in prison. Then I came home and I turned 24 only 2 weeks later. So like I missed a lot of like years of like learning that other people learn in a different way, where I had to learn in a different type of environment. So now coming home, I'm trying to like still catch up with myself because it's almost like it's literally like a time machine. It's like when you go to prison, it's like you enter a time machine and you're still active in everything or whatever the case is, at least you think you are, you feel me? Because you're still moving and shit like that. But once you like get out of that time machine and now you're in the future and you're back on the pavement, you feel me? Like you're not in that realm of like traveling through time and space, and you get out and you step your feet on that pavement, it's literally like like I don't know. For me personally, it's just like it was just like the most overwhelming feeling I've ever had in my life, because I still haven't even had the chance to take the time to even cope with a lot of the shit that I've went through in the past couple of years. So then being an artist, everybody's expecting so much of me, and I want to do so much, like as far as like I want to achieve so much, that I'm coming home and I'm doing all these things, but in the same token, like I'm still trying to figure out who I am as a man, because this is I'm doing a lot of things for the first time, not even just in music, but just as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas got to get a license. You know what I'm saying? Just all
Yeah.
this regular life shit that
Yeah.
seems real simple, but it's just like I never had to think about it,
Yeah.
because the only thing I had to think about was waking up and surviving and going to sleep every day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like wake up, eat, sleep, shit. You know what I'm saying? Work out, and that's it. Go to sleep. Now you come home and it's like, all right, you got this interview, you got this show, you got to do this. You want to be a rapper? Learn how to use TikTok. Go here, meet this person, be friends with everybody. Why are you so antisocial? Wow, oh, I have all these questions. Let me interview you. Oh, let me ask all this. And I'm not talking about interview, I'm talking about friends. Yeah, so
Hmm.
how's this? How's that? How do you feel about that? What are you doing? What are you going to do about
Yeah.
this? Yo, do you talk to him? Do you talk to him? Do you talk to Neil? Do you talk to her? Do you talk to him? What's up with him? What's up with that? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Da 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 da. And it's like in all of that, without me even taking the time to even consider any of those words, what I'm thinking in the back of my head is like I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing right now.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like I was just in prison for almost 4 years, and I haven't even been home yet for 3 months, for 30 days times three.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like now I'm trying to figure out how to balance like my mental stability and coping with like a lot of the stress that I just went through for the past couple of years, and trying to not just forget about it, but somehow get past it so that I can move forward in a positive direction, healthy, to be a healthy person. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
instead of just like saying, "All right, fuck it." What a lot of niggas do when they come home from prison is like when we're in prison, we're all talking about like, "Yo, this is fucked up, man, and shit shouldn't be like this, and da 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 da, and we gotta change this, and if I could do this, and da da da." And I swear to God, I used to be one of them niggas too, and I still am one of them niggas, but I used to always shit on niggas because niggas would go home and they wouldn't like do the shit that they would say, or they wouldn't like contact us, and we would feel like they left us. You feel me?
Yeah.
And now I went home and I realized that there's so much shit going on in the world that I wasn't prepared for. That is like I just want to forget about all that shit that happened in jail.
Yeah.
But it's like it's fucked up because them niggas is still going through it, and there's still people that if they ever, God forbid, get in trouble with the law, that they're gonna go through it. And it's like the shit that's going on in there is really like mental torture. It's really like crazy shit that's going on in there. It's corrupted. And it's like you come home to just be a regular person and to interact with people, but you know what I'm saying? People don't understand how that could really affect you like long term. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I completely understand. Unless like they say people get institutionalized, and
Yeah.
like the most important thing, like you said, is like, man, let me be a healthy person
Right.
mentally, like,
Right.
because everything can come naturally after that. Like you're a creative person, you're an entertaining person, like
Right.
all that shit's gonna come. But like you said, it's like, okay, let me get readjusted to society in the first
Right.
place.
Right.
Like you said, TikTok didn't exist before you went in, all
Exactly.
this shit, like who's famous now, who's not, who passed away, like you said, that can
Right.
definitely be like overwhelming in terms of just like, yo, what the fuck, like seems like, I guess like you have to catch up every day to something
Right.
else. And even like the whole COVID shit, like, I'm sure, it was like affected your bid in there where it was just like different.
Right.
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is COVID and all this
Mhm.
shit? And then coming out here and then realizing that like, yo, shit got way different after COVID,
Yeah.
positive and negative, but just so much shit
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah. The weed shit.
The weed shit, yeah,
Everything is
weed is
crazy.
legal in New
Everything on
York
all
now and
different
shit.
types of levels is crazy.
Yeah, no, that's but I'm glad you're like self aware about it, and like you said, you're not just rushing to like, oh yeah, let me make an album, let me this and that. Like obviously you're gonna get there, and you
Yeah.
have to get there eventually, because now it's your job, and now it's like, okay, I have to do this. There's no more living a life of crime. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
Like
right,
it's like
right,
you have
right,
to leave that in the past.
right, right.
Um,
It's one or the other.
yes, it was literally one or the other. Um, but man, I'm glad you're home. I'm glad that you're cognizant of like all that's going on, that like you're going through.
Right.
Because like you said, a lot of people just shove it in, keep it within, and then just be like, man, I'm good. I'm go back to this, go back to that.
Yeah.
Like when I mean, obviously I don't know Bobby Shmurda like personally, but like when he came out, everybody was like, yo, drop a song, bro. We're ready, like drop another banger, da da da. And I like how he took some time for himself.
Yeah, like leave that man alone.
Yeah, he
Like,
definitely took some time for himself, and the he started dropping music. And in my opinion, it wasn't like the best music he's ever dropped, but I wasn't ever like personally critical of him. It's like, yo, let him get readjusted. Like the sound's completely different.
yeah.
Everything is changing. Like and I think recently he dropped a song with I think Lou Got Cash, and like he's in his bag now. I
He's
feel like
getting there.
you know what I'm saying.
He's
It's like
getting there.
give him that time and space, because he also went in with like he was just on a hot streak. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like similar to you, is like, yo, I was just on a hot streak, best music of my life, da da da. But then it's like, fast forward, he
It's a
did what?
time machine,
He
bro.
did what, 7 years?
7 years.
Yeah. So
It's crazy, bro. You gotta
yeah,
think about it, bro. You coming home after 7 years of change, and everybody's just like, yeah, just get with the program.
yeah,
Like, what the fuck do you want
yeah,
me to do, bro? I don't know
yeah,
what the fuck you guys is doing. Like, I don't know what this shit is. Everything feels weird.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But shit, man, I salute you to your efforts and like what you're doing, to get there and take your time
Yeah.
with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's fire. And like I appreciate you sharing like your whole just story from like your whole origin story essentially, and
Yeah.
like speaking on all that, because if somebody is just living that same type of life that you were living, you'll show them like, yo, there's a lot of shit I got away with, there's a lot of shit I didn't get away with. And it was like
Yeah.
random instances where, like you said, you're just standing on the block and all of a sudden the D's come through, and it's like, the fuck are you supposed to do,
Right.
and it's like,
It's not like I was on my way trying to shoot somebody.
yeah, but
You
and
know
then
what
you
I
think
mean?
about all the times that you did get away with, certain
Exactly.
things, and it's like it all catches up,
Yeah.
and it puts you in, a place that you don't want to be. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So that's dope. I think it's dope that you're out here. You're in LA. Like when
Yeah,
you think
hell
about it,
yeah. I
like, bro,
love
that's
it out
fire.
here. I fucking
Yeah,
love it out here, man. It's my
yeah,
first time. I love it out here. This
yeah,
shit is
man. You
lit.
gotta come back more often.
Hell yeah.
Make sure the PO is, he's being good. I swear to God, no drugs, no nothing.
Nothing, man. We doing good, man. Shit is all
Doing
pops. We
good.
just chilling, man.
Positive life cast now.
Hell
You feel
yeah.
me?
Real shit.
But yeah, shit, bro. Appreciate you. Anything you want to plug before we get out of here? Just let the people know.
Shit, man. Just, man, we working. Shout out my son, Joey at Daily Chiefers. You feel me?
Yes,
You know the
sir.
vibe. Shout out my son, Flashy B. We in the fucking building. You know what I'm saying? KLB Global. You know what I'm saying? We taking this shit over. It's a crime life takeover. You know what I'm saying? Free Naughty, free Villain, free Bebe, free all the fucking Urbans, free all the bros. You know what I mean? We just gonna keep doing it. That's
Yes,
it.
sir. Crime Life Cast, Rosecrans Vic podcast. We out.